If I had to describe the ideal woman,
like your typical Instagram model. You know, the girls that you see with like the perfect features, like the perfect eyes.
pretty, clear skin,
Hourglass figure.
Kim Kardashian. On the thinner side,
Looks perfect without makeup. Like, literally immaculate.
The girl that every single guy liked, that's the girl I wanted to be, because I saw that as...
Most likely a white woman. Yeah, I think that would probably be my idealized Western woman.
Initially, I had no idea where to even begin on this. How the hell do you prove something that you have no idea where to even begin?
What was your suspicion? What was it that you wanted to try and prove?
In the media, that's what's presented to you, so you just take it as it is. It's quite strange.
In 2015, I kind of set out on this journey that I had no idea would end up where I am now. When we filmed You Look Disgusting, I remember standing on set, turning to the guys and saying, if any of my films hit 1 million views, I would want this to be the one. On YouTube alone, it did 30 million views. And now it's 2018 and we're doing it all over again, except this time it's not my journey. And it's not just my voice that matters, because this is all about more than just me.
my name is Kashan. I've had acne since I was 12.
I've had acne since I was 15, and now I'm 33, so that's 18 years I've pretty much struggled with it.
I had vitiligo.
I have 35% burns. I was volunteering in Tanzania and Africa. I was in a completely random acid attack.
I basically want someone to look and say, yep, I relate to you.
In this day and age, everyone has to look the same.
People make us feel like we need to be perfect.
My name is Dr. Sam Bunting and I'm a cosmetic dermatologist. You cannot see 20-somethings and not be aware of the impact social media has. What do you want to achieve from your appointment today? I want to be like that. I want to be flawless. I would like flawless skin. It's somewhat unrealistic, unfortunately.
Being beautiful, being pretty is something to be proud of. Like, that's something a lot of people treasure.
Society is like, this is what you have to be like.
It's almost like you're not good enough, even if you're talented. And I love to sing. I really love to sing. And people never understood why I would say no. And I was always saying no because I didn't feel like I belonged, like I just couldn't, like they wouldn't accept me.
I kept noticing how many didn't apply for the jobs that they wanted to because they were afraid they would be knocked back because of their appearance.
I've been approached by M Ford to look at how people's brains respond to images of either their own face or other people's faces, with and without makeup, so that we can explore the negative perceptions of oneself on the brain.
I think other people go, oh no, but it's not that bad. But you're like, you don't get it. You don't understand how it makes me feel. I think they try to understand it, but it's not. You can't say it in words, you can't say it, you can't explain it. It's just that feeling that you get.
Why do people keep saying things like pull yourself together or just deal with it? Because they don't understand. My name's Vince Walsh. I'm Professor of Human Brain Research at UCL. If you've been in, let's say, 10 social situations where you've been worried about your acne, walked into a room of flawless supermodels, for example. Next time you see either yourself, in fact, you could be feeling great about yourself, but still walk into one of these rooms. And now it's not your seeing yourself or thinking about yourself that triggers this narrative. It's seeing the other people who've become associated with your internal feelings about your skin condition.
Was the thought that you could feel proud of yourself and you could feel good about yourself with acne? Did you think that was possible?
I never thought that having acne and being proud of myself, being happy with myself was a thing. Those two didn't go together.
How the hell do you prove something that you have no idea where to even begin? I didn't know where to begin.
If you mean by prove, show that it's got some substance in brain activity.
My theory was based on the tens of thousands of emails that I'd received since creating You Look Disgusting. They all tended to say the same thing. When they saw pictures of myself or other women without makeup, they felt better about themselves. There is no data out there that proves this theory? Why is it that I'm the one to do it? Why has nobody tested this before?
There is a brain area called the amygdala in the temporal lobes of the brain. It is responsive to emotional stimuli. It's very difficult to control.
If I could get together a group of women who all kind of echo the tens of thousands of emails I've received over the past few years, what do I do?
I feel that I'm a shy person due to my skin condition. Like, it's usually sort of when I wake up in the morning, I need to cover this up, cover that up. You're not yet beautiful. We'll get you there.
Because I know this is true.
It's this immediate response system. So when it's activated, your blood pressure will go up.
But I don't know how to say to people that this is real.
Heart rate will go up. Stress hormones will be released.
What do I do?
That's when you feel anxiety.
I never really experienced what it was like to be loved. And so I thought, if I can just be regular, if I can just be normal in my mind, makeup and covering your vitiligo equals love. So to be loved and to stay loved, I have to continue to cover my vitiligo every day, all day, never take it off or anything.
There was a year, I think when I was 16 or 17, my mum was away for a year. She went back to Kurdistan to see her family. And during that year, like, she always wanted to Skype me, to see how I'm doing. But I refused, like, I didn't want to talk to her. Sorry. Because I didn't want her to see me like that. Like, that was the year that my acne got really bad on my face. People didn't look at me as if I was human. Like, I didn't see my mum for a year, just because I thought I have acne.
Honestly, growing up, no one told me I was beautiful. With the Chinese standard of beauty, not even just my parents, just everyone told me I was too dark. Being here, my peers told me I was too light. In the Asian culture, I was too fat, so I was never pretty. My family always tell me to lose weight and not go out in the sun. No one in my family ever called me pretty.
When you think about the world and the women of the world, we're forcing them to all feel like they have to fit one box.
If we raise a generation of people who have only seen one thing, they're going to have in their mindset, this is beauty, that isn't.
I'm not okay with that. I don't think anybody should be okay with that.
In the media, that's what's presented to you, so you just take it as it is. But like actually thinking about it and making that connection is quite strange. It's quite strange.
Am I doing the right thing here? Because I have this responsibility to these other women who are already feeling a certain way, that to ask them to undergo brain experiments and brain testing.
We've got 180 of the world's very best cognitive neuroscientists. What's important is that we find a leading brain imager. I think if we get Professor Joe Devlin to do that, that would be a great start.
And there's going to be another about 30 seconds buzzing noises that'll just customize the scan to your head, and then we'll get ready to start the experiment. Is that okay?
We can show them gradations of images of beauty models, either without makeup, with makeup, or retouched, and ask the question, do any of these images excite activity in this emotional network, which is associated with social anxiety disorder, general anxiety disorder, and even PTSD. If you're right, that's the kind of activation that we would be expecting to see in this experiment.
It's just going to give us a nice picture of your brain. After that, I'll come in and get you out.
How was that?
Yeah.
I have one. She sounds so surprised.
We can officially
Hey, you all. I wouldn't expect any less.
construct your head as if it was carved out of wood, but it can't see hair. Hair is invisible to MRI. If you're ever curious what you would look like bald. And the other thing is makeup distorts. These are your eyeballs. Hard to tell, that's the bridge of your nose.
I work with beauty brands. I work with the beauty industry for a living. I've worked with every major beauty company in the world. And this film is telling them that they are all the problem.
Someone who's got vitiligo, like myself, I always felt the need to cover it up. So I would fit in with every other single girl out there, and I wanted to look exactly like them.
What I didn't know is that they have all their pictures airbrushed. So we just look at it and go, oh, I want to be like that, or I want to have that skin. So obviously that makes you feel insecure. Why do I not have clear skin like these people? And
everyone should be represented. It shouldn't just be one way. There shouldn't be people, people like, in terms of discrimination and that kind of stuff is like, putting one kind of race is almost a form of discrimination. You're not including other people who maybe look a certain way. And at the end of the day, this is the world we live in.
The amygdala is really involved in the emotions you attach to memories when you encode them or evoke them.
Really horrible to grow up and not see a reflection of myself in the media, in movies, anywhere at all. It was like we were pushed to the back and not good enough to be in the forefront, so.
Associations between seeing these unattainable retouch standards and your own anxiety, that should be reflected in the images.
Builds up your insecurities as well, because you want to look a certain way, but you don't.
And if there are associations between seeing oneself in the mirror, I think we should see some reflection of that in the brain images.
It's one thing to say that these images can make you feel bad about yourselves, or it's another thing to say that you feel better about yourself when you see images of another person without makeup. But I now have the responsibility to know that these women have the same brain activity as someone suffering from PTSD. And that's a lot of weight to have on my shoulders.
I think the first thing to ask is, do things make general sense? Is the face area activated in the brain? So there's lots of activation in those areas. Did we get unique activations in the amygdala that were associated with the traumatic stimuli? We did.
And we're seeing that in response to facial images lighting up.
Not just the facial images, so all these other bits here at the back of the head, these are face recognition. The amygdala is taking out much more of the emotion. Am I going a step too far by saying these look like the kinds of activations of traumatised people? Or is that what you see in the clinic on a daily basis?
The word trauma is spot on. They have often been told that they have something that's not life-threatening, it's not that serious, but they have this really strong, almost primitive response to it.
Like even when you told us to shut our eyes and, you know, like just vision what being beautiful is, it did make me feel still like sad and insecure.
And you know the other crazy thing?
Yeah, go on.
Every single girl had the exact same reaction.
Wow. So we all felt the same.
You have these images and they're lovely and they're beautiful, and how okay is it when it's affecting people's perception of beauty, when it becomes, you know, a whole group of people, a whole society's view of how everybody should look, when everybody doesn't look like that. So yeah, I think it's great that I feel that way. And it shows up in my brain.
It's actually so weird that it's proved, like how we all feel, and it's proved it in the scans, like scientifically proven.
It's tough because you look at these images and you're like, I want to be that, you know, but what is that? What is that? How do you define that? You know, how can you be this physical perfection? For me, it just doesn't exist.
That's how I feel, so you can't just tell me to get over it, because I'm not going to get over it. Check my brain scan.
If you could redefine pretty, what should the definition be?
Being confident in who you are.
From an inside place.
You don't need to worry about what anyone thinks.
Letting your personality reflect.
You're beautiful in your own
The
way.
fact that you're unique is what makes you beautiful.
What people consider to be ideal and beautiful isn't always what actually is beautiful.
Pretty doesn't have to be what we look like. What we look like does nothing. It's nothing. It's gonna fade in time.
I feel like you just realised that 2 minutes ago.
Yeah. Thank you.
I can sit here and I can make a fancy film and I can have fancy cameras, but it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change anything unless you let it.
Show people the reality. Show women the reality that they want to see.
We just want to be accepted the way we are and who we are.
This is all about more than just me. This is everything I can do. What are you gonna do?